Welcome everyone to The Richest Man in Babylon Summarized. This is the introductory video of this series. This is a 20 video series summarizing and then discussing The Richest Man in Babylon, one of the most famous books in personal finance. The book was originally written in a series of pamphlets in 1926 by George S. Clausen. After those pamphlets were out and about, they were then compiled into a book, which is now called The Richest Man in Babylon, named after the most famous of the pamphlets. This book is colloquially known as the Bible of Finance, and I think it's a title well deserved. A couple reasons it's kind of given that name. It has a lot of that old archaic English, like thee and thou and ye and those kinds of words, and similar to the Bible in that way. And the reason that it is put in that kind of language is because The Richest Man in Babylon is written in a series of parables and allegories and analogies of fictional people in the world of Babylon some 5,000 years ago. So given the archaic dating that the story is taking place in, as well as the allegorical structure of the text, it earns kind of the Bible of Finance title. Now, I love this book. There's only really one other book that I've read and studied more than this one, and it's the Word of God. So this book is what I consider to be a very powerful and authoritative source in the world of personal finance. I want to share a quick story with you. I was at a conference one time. We were on a lunch break kind of thing, and so I was sitting across the table from a older fellow who I came to learn through discussion that he was retiring that year. And because I teach as my profession, I wanted to ask him, all right, so I teach personal finance. What is the one piece of financial advice that you would recommend that I tell my students? Because through our conversation, I had learned that he was retiring wealthy. He had been investing for decades, and he was going to be retiring a millionaire, which is kind of what we all want, right? And so I asked him, what is the one piece of advice that you would recommend I take back to my students? He said, have your students read The Richest Man in Babylon. Now that made me feel good because I already did. I was already having them do that, but I hadn't told him that. He gave that to me out of the middle of nowhere. And I think that is one of many powerful testimonies to the validity of The Richest Man in Babylon as a sound source of financial wisdom and knowledge. The book contains a historical sketch of Babylon. It's like a mini chapter. It's not intended to have financial principles involved. It's more of just kind of setting the stage. Babylon in this text can easily be substituted for America or England or any Western world where there is a free market. In other words, when the text refers to Babylon, replace it in your mind with whatever country you are in, as long as that country follows the rules of a free market. So what is this video series? The book has 10 chapters, and I do 2 videos per chapter. The first video is always a summary. The summary averages 3 to 6 minutes, and it covers the main story, the key financial principles involved, and how we can apply those financial principles in our lives. These shorter videos are kind of intended for those who are looking to refresh themselves on the book, or maybe other students who haven't read the book and the deadline's tomorrow or something. The second video for each chapter is the discussion, where I go into more depth. I would recommend that you watch the summary and the discussion together to get the full meaning of the book. For most of the chapters, the discussion is built off of the summary. So to get the full experience of the book, the playlist is meant to be watched as summary, then discussion of chapter 1, summary, then discussion of chapter 2, summary and discussion of chapter 3, and so forth. These discussion videos are a little bit longer. They range anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. And the purpose of those discussion videos is to help you get a greater grasp of some of the allegorical meanings and the intentions of the author, and delving more into how we can apply the principles of the book into our lives, with a little bit of personal financial philosophy involved as well. It is my hope that you get as much out of The Richest Man in Babylon as I have. It is a fantastic book with plenty of wisdom to offer that you can apply in your life. The book is free. It is past copyright, which is why I'm able to produce these series of videos. There is a link in the description of this video, as well as every other video in this series, where you can read it for free. I invite you to make comments on all of my videos with additional insights and wisdom that you've gained from the book, or your take on what certain meanings were. Please make sure to keep all of your comments friendly and nice. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the series.